But now let's bring it a little closer to home, and most likely all of us. There's Rick in my romance novel, Moments Lost. Rick isn't a villain in the traditional sense, but he makes a decision that could absolutely make him the villain in somebody else's story. Or, depending on who's reading, a selfish bastard. And that's what fascinated me, because good people can make heartbreaking decisions. Not because they're evil, but because they might be scared, because they convince themselves they're doing the right thing, even when they aren't, because they're human. And then I looked at my own life. I've lost friendships. I've walked away from people. I've chosen myself. When years ago, I probably would have abandoned myself just to keep the peace. I'd stay a doormat. And I'm sure to someone that made me the villain at the time. And the difference now is I try to understand before I justify. I get curious and I wonder, what did this look like from their side? Because every single one of us is the hero in our own story and the main character, hopefully. Which means eventually we will become the villain in somebody else's. Not because we're evil, not because they're evil, but because two people can experience the very same story completely differently. And maybe that's what storytelling has really taught me. Not how to write villains, but how to understand people. Empathy isn't excusing someone's behavior, it's understanding how they got there. And writing villains didn't teach me about evil. Writing villains taught me about empathy. And maybe that's why I've always loved playing villains as an actress. Most actors will tell you the same thing. Villains are just fun. They're fun to play. There's so much psychology. There's so many layers. There's so much craft involved. And getting to build them from the writer's side now, kind of build a villain from scratch, it's just another layer of understanding. And honestly, it's been a wild ride. Anyway, today's episode of Babbling Brooke.